Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. Sorry you can't see my face. I'm like the sun is behind me, but y'all will see my face in a minute. But guys, I have to explain why church was so good today. Like, I watched House of Hope Atlanta this morning, and y'all, listen here, it was absolutely incredible. Like, y'all know I love listening to gospel music, but like there's something about these gospel songs, like there's certain things that you listen to in gospel and it's like, wait a minute, that's my favorite. So I woke up this morning, did that, and one of the songs that they sang today was like, they sang all, like every song that they sang for praise and worship today was my favorite songs, period, all of them. But one of the songs that they had sang was You Deserve by Crystal Rucker. Y'all, I cried. That literally did it for me. Like, because Pastor Smith started singing it, and then they did a mic toss between like all the, like some of the worship leaders, like Darius Polk, Lawrence Flowers, Greg Kirkland, Jasmine Walton, which are all of my favorite worship leaders. Like, they're in the top 10. So they singing, and I'm just crying, okay? And y'all know me. When my favorite worship leader started singing, because it was her turn in the mic toss, when she started singing, man, I was already crying, but then when she started, I was bawling, man. Like, I was completely done. And y'all already know how I feel whenever I hear her voice. So, yeah. Let me tell y'all something else. Pastor Smith, man, he preached like crazy. It was so good. He said today, like last week on Easter Sunday, we were celebrating resurrection, and this week people are sinking in depression. And it just, from there, the sermon took off, and it was so good. You can go watch it. The sermon is called A Week After Easter. One last thing, I gotta give the band their credit because they were killing as always today. Like, and they also were playing like crazy at the end when they hit the praise break. Man, oh my God. So this has literally been my Sunday. Like, Sundays are my favorite day of the week, and today was literally perfect. Like, I cannot handle it. It's so perfect. All right, hey y'all, it's Monday, but I forgot to tell you guys all of this yesterday, last night after church. Like, things got really weird, but it was still a great day. But I just did not have the energy to tell you guys this last night, so I'm gonna throw it all in here because nothing happened today. So let's talk about it. So guys, oh my goodness, so I forgot to say all of this yesterday, like I said, but as y'all should know by now, because I talk about it a lot, I talk about this person like all the time. My favorite worship leader is Mignon Sarton. Like, wherever she's at, like, I'm gonna be there virtually. Like, if it's something I can watch, you know, on my phone, and she's singing or whatever she's doing, lights, cameras, action, baby. You don't have to say a word. Like, I am there. Like, from the moment she posts something or I see something, I am there 100%. And of course, you know, when I can drive, I'm gonna come see her, you know, wherever she's at, you know, in person, for an event or something like that, because that's such a huge thing for me that I really want to do, because I mean, I've been following her journey for the past 12 years. Like, y'all already know. So catch this. She was invited to be a guest worship leader for a conference this past weekend, and she had posted it on her Instagram. And so I randomly just found the live stream last night to where they posted the whole thing, and I got to see her sing. I'm like, oh my goodness. I cried. I knew she killed because, like, I saw some of the snippets in her story of people, you know, recording her while she was singing and tagging her, but my God, she is a whole beast. Like, she brought full force for this conference. Yeah, she's a vocal beast, but my goodness, like when you see the preacher and the exhortation side of her, child, that'll knock you down too, along with her vocals. Like, I'm like, sheesh, auntie, like, whoo, you too good, like, for real though. It's her sensibility, her skill, her class, her vocal placement, and everything in between was beyond phenomenal, like, as always. And the thing about Mignon is that she's always gonna give you Jesus before she gets off that stage, like every single time, every time. And it's always the most genuine thing. With some worship leaders, it's about perfection in the platform, but you can tell, like, Mignon wants you to experience nothing but the presence and power of God. Like, she ain't there for your entertainment. She's there to give glory to God. And she does that every single time. And that's why she's one of my favorite she is my favorite worship leader, and she is my number one biggest inspiration as far as worship leaders, because she captures and understands the assignment of what it means to have the heart of worship. The thing that has me absolutely weak is that I wasn't even looking for the live stream in the first place, because I didn't expect it to be, live streamed, because it was like a registered event. So that to me was such a nice surprise. Like, I was not ready. I was so not prepared. I scrolled and I'm like, wait, is that the conference that Mignon's singing at? I'm like, oh, shoot, let's go. And let me tell y'all something. Every time that she sings, like now, it always takes me back to the moment when I first heard her sing. Like, I was like 3 or 4 years old, and I still remember that moment of being like, oh my goodness, I love this woman. Like, oh my goodness. And that's when I started following her journey. And like 12 years later, she is still such a huge part of my life as far as, music. And I know I share, my life, already on this channel a little bit, but I've shared some struggles of my life on a surface level. But if y'all really were to like live my life and understand the severity of my struggles, 90% of the time, Mignon was the main person to get me through all of that, simply just through her singing and her voice and worship. And last night, even, my leg was hurting so bad that I could not walk, literally. And I was laying in bed, and after I prayed, I instantly turned on Mignon, and that just really made me like get myself together. She is my absolute favorite forever. Like, I am so glad that someone like her exists, because this world needs it. And I'm beyond convinced the gospel music would be so much different without her. Like, I could write a whole essay about how she's impacted my life. It'd be so long, I literally can't explain it. But yeah, I'm done. But y'all know I have to brag on my people, because she my favorite. She is my favorite forever. So yeah, that's that. But also tomorrow should be fun, because my class is going on a field trip to the airport. Fun fact that I probably haven't shared on this channel, I have actually never been on a plane before. I just haven't. Like, all of the trips that I've been on, I've literally been in a car. Like, like road trips for me are in a car. So I've never been on a plane before. The only time I've actually been at an airport, the closest I've gotten to an airport was the airport parking lot to either pick up my to pick up relatives or something, or to drop off my dad or pick up my dad from, his travel stuff and whatever. So that's like the closest I've gotten to an airport, but I've never actually been in the airport. So this should be pretty fun. So hopefully I get to take a lot of good pictures, probably get some videos and put it in here for you guys, so you guys kind of get to see, what our airport looks like. and y'all can see what our airport looks like just as I am entering the airport for the first time myself. So this is going to be a pretty cool adventure. Okay guys, so I am back at home now. Today was actually a pretty weird but good day all on the same day. I guess I can say neutral. But yeah, the field trip was good. Like I said yesterday, like it was my first time in an airport, so getting to see, the gates and stuff and like see the behind the scenes of the luggage and planes and all that stuff, it was very, very fun. So yeah. I think one of the things that got me was all the walking that we did, because it was like a pretty lengthy tour, that lasted most of our time there. Um, and we had very few rare opportunities to sit down, somewhere. So for me, of course, having back surgery and with my nerves and stuff, walking long distances or standing for long periods of time is very difficult for me. Especially when you stop and they do the whole tour there and you can't like sit down. So that was like one of the hardest parts for me. I do have a little bit of back pain. It's just like it does not stop. Sunday night I had like excruciating leg pain, could not walk, and then now I have back pain on Tuesday. I'm just like, what? Like, what else is gonna happen this week? But yeah, that's the only thing for me. I definitely missed my friends today, like a lot while I was on the tour. Like I only have like one friend in that class, and a few other acquaintances and people that I know, but like we're not tight like that. But the people that I'm like tight with, like my squad, I miss them so bad because like we're always together. So anytime that like we're apart, for me, it just feels completely out of my norm to be like gone that long. So when I finally came back to school for the last period of the day to take a test, I was definitely very relieved because I was like, if I do not see my people today, I'm gonna lose it. But I am so happy that I got to see most of my people, and then we'll pick up again tomorrow. So today was a very good day, fairly good, no homework. So I'm very happy about that. Today has been an interestingly funny, weird, good day, to be completely honest. Um, we had to get work done quick today because of a shortened class schedule, because we had a guest motivational speaker come to our school. So, of course, all of our classes, got changed, or shortened in time, so that we could have the motivational speaker to do all 4 grades. 9th and 10th was one group, and then 11th and 12th was the other group. So that's why our class schedule was changed today to make time for that. So yeah, the rest of the day after the motivational speaker was like super chill. We went to see the motivational speaker and hear him after our lunch period. So that took away our math class, and then that was it. And then I went to English, did a little bit of work in there, and then 7th period, our teacher was like, it's literally the end of the day, like, I'm not about to teach, and literally no one's here. So, I went to another classroom for 7th period with my best friend, and that was my school day. Hey y'all, it's Friday. Today was a good day at school with all of my friends today. It was actually really not that bad. I am actually very shocked. But now the school week is over and I get to enjoy some peace and quiet this weekend, because testing season is here. Testing for me starts next week for the end of the year, so not excited about that, but we only have 2 days of testing next week, so hopefully it shouldn't be that bad. But yeah. So planning to chill out this weekend. All the normal, things that happen on the weekend for me. So I want to share something really quickly that I found out 2 days ago, but I'm just now having the time to tell you guys because it's been a busy week. But I'm going to say this and then I'll let you guys go because this is pretty much it for this week's weekend recap. You guys know that I love gospel music, and it's everything. It is the soundtrack of my life. Gospel music is just that one genre that always will stick with me. I've always loved all kinds of music, but there's something special to me about gospel, especially growing up, churchy and all that stuff. So I love that. But one of my favorite pastors and preachers, as well as male vocalist, Pastor E. Dewey Smith Jr., has earned his first Billboard Gospel Airplay chart as #1 song in the country with his single "Your Presence Is a Gift." That's one of my favorite songs to listen to by him. Out of all the music that he's released within the past year and a half, with his 3 different projects, his single, his album, and then his Christmas album. He was also, I think, nominated for 5 Stellar categories, and of course, I voted for him for the Stellar Awards. I talked about it, I think, in the last weekend recap about how Stellar Awards was open for voting, for public voting, and now it's closed. But when it was open, I did vote for Pastor Smith. He is such an amazing singer, preacher, of course, amazing preacher. Like, that's what he's known for. But his artistry and being a new emerging artist in the gospel industry, that's such a huge thing, and I am so proud. And just him talking about the story behind his songs and his albums and his projects, anything that he's doing is so inspirational, and I just love that so much. He has always been such an inspirational person and preacher, and that's one of the reasons why I love watching House of Hope, because he understands the assignment. I love when my dad preaches, for real. He is an amazing preacher. But when I listen to Pastor Smith, I like to listen to different preachers because they give off a different preaching style, and I like hearing all of them different, even though they're talking about, the same person, which is God. So I love hearing like them talk about the same thing, but just in different ways. And it's very different, but I love it. So yeah, his song, his single, "Your Presence Is a Gift," is #1 top song in the country. I am so proud, like legit. I am so proud. So yeah, I had to brag on gospel music for a minute because we rule, amen. But anyways, that is it for weekend recap. I am fixing to go get a pedicure because my toes need to be done, and I'm not fixing to keep doing them by myself because that's too much work. So anyways, hope you guys enjoy your weekend. I'll see you next week if anything happens. If anything does not happen, just know that I'm still alive. Amen. It's just the testing that knocked me out. Anyways, love you guys, and I'll see you later.